It was a normal day taking calls on the front line for a large cable company. The job pays well, and for the most part, the people I deal with are fairly nice to talk to. Quite often we'll get calls from seniors, especially in the morning, who have premise equipment issues such as snow on screen or no signal on their TV sets connected to our digital equipment. My heart goes out to some of these folks because, up until recently, we supplied straight analog cable to many homes. However, most cities we service nowadays require our digital equipment to receive channels, causing a lot of frustration among older people. So, oftentimes, we get customers who are repeat offenders with long ticket histories of these types of issues. One day, I got a call from an older gentleman who was quite bitter and mean right off the bat. He didn't like that I asked for his address and telephone number to verify the account and hated having to speak with a machine before reaching an agent. I have some experience handling these types of customers, but this call was going to be different. I spent over 45 minutes with this guy. We'll call him Mr. Smith, trying to get his TV set connected to the digital box properly so he could receive a picture. No luck. He was getting clearly frustrated and started blaming me for not being able to do my job properly. I tried my best not to take it personally, but eventually, I had to ask him if we could book a service tech to his home to get his TV working correctly. Unfortunately, our booking calendar was showing an appointment 3 days out. That's when he dropped this on me. Don't bother sending a goddamn technician because I'll be dead by then. I'm 94 and TV is the only thing I have left. Are you really going to make me wait for a tech? I instantly felt bad. I mean, I've heard every complaint in the book, but this one got to me. So I spoke with my supervisor, who said they'd see if we could get someone out earlier, but we couldn't promise anything. I let Mr. Smith know, and he was predictably not very happy. At that point, it almost sounded like he started to cry. He went into how he has no family left and no friends that come visit. Man, I felt terrible. So I took it upon myself to ask Mr. Smith if I could pay a visit. He lived in a small city over from where I was, not very far to drive. He was a little shocked I was willing to do this, but thankful. I headed over, got to the residence, and within 30 seconds had the cable running again with a simple input change. I also brought him a simplified remote for his set-top box to avoid this problem in the future. That's when he started crying. He shared how he hasn't really interacted with anyone for years and gave me a hug, thanking me sincerely and apologizing for being mean earlier. I told him it was no problem and that I was happy to help. 3 weeks later, my supervisor asked me to speak with her about Mr. Smith's account. It turns out he sent a letter to the cable company, outlining how thankful he was for the help and how it really made an old man happy again for once in a very long time. The letter was framed and put on our front entrance to retail. The moral of this story is no matter how nasty someone is to you over the phone, sometimes they're not a terrible person and just going through a lot. I still think about Mr. Smith occasionally when I get those nasty customers, and it makes me feel a little better.